Today I'm flying from Istanbul to London with Pegasus Airlines. I'll show you what it's like to fly with this airline, what to expect during your journey, the kind of views you can see, and how to avoid a mistake that travelers make in the airport that costs them a lot of money. Our journey starts at Sabiha Airport, and to get to this flight, we have to go to gate 307. It's located downstairs, so it is a bit of a walk. This is a really expensive airport, so buy before you arrive here, even if internationally. And there's the gate that we need to get to. Luckily for us, this time we don't need to take a bus. In the previous flights, we did have to take a bus to the terminal, but not this time. And there's our flight. It was a really packed flight this time, so lots of people, but it wasn't so booked. And this is an A321 Neo. It's been with Pegasus for over 12 years now, since 2014, maybe a bit more longer than that. And it seems to be the most common flight type with Pegasus. The journey time for this flight is around 3.5 hours or 3 hours, depending on the weather conditions and how busy Gatwick is. My seat was 27, which is at the very bottom, and I wonder if I can catch this window seat. We will see if I can get it or not because nobody's claimed it yet. The seating is a bit outdated, so for example, the tray you can't pull it up and it's a bit hard to open, but it's okay for what it is. And there isn't anything else other than the papers that they give you, like for if you want to buy food. Yeah, food isn't offered here. Legroom isn't the best either. You can't also easily reach those controls like the lights and the aircon. Luckily for us, we have the views because I did get the seat in the end, which is good for me, I guess. There also isn't an additional basket down there as well. And this is the last group of people who arrived. Uh, Boarding actually took around 10 minutes. There were a lot of people on this flight, but luckily nobody came for this seat that I'm sitting on, which is great. Thank you, universe. And then we started immediately taking off or boarding, whatever you call this step. But yeah, like the takeoff process took for a while, maybe around 10 minutes. It's a bit hard to remember since I took this flight a while back. And there's a beautiful cloudy Istanbul. I really wish I could have stayed in this city a bit more, but we will do a trip like this in the future. And this video is also part of a 5 video series of me where I travel to Iraq and back. So check out those other videos in the description below. But this is what the takeoff process looked like. And we're off. It was all in all, it was a really smooth like takeoff. No issues there, no turbulence or anything like that. Yeah, Istanbul looks really beautiful on the day, and I think this is the Asian side of Istanbul that we're flying from, since that's where Sabiha is located in. And we've just passed in a few minutes, maybe like 10-15 minutes of flying now. It looks really beautiful outside. For this flight, I'm not gonna review the flight service, like when they bring you stuff. I don't remember if I bought anything during this flight because again, this flight is a continuation of the previous video where I was traveling for over 20 hours in Baghdad. Check out that video because it's a really chaotic one. But yeah, luckily we have these really beautiful views of the skyline, and it's really beautiful that we get to fly over the clouds. Now to the loo, this is how the loo looks. It is pretty clean, and they even give you soap and stuff, so no issues there, which is great. Thank you, Pegasus. There's a mirror there too. So by the halfway point, since this is a 3 hour flight and this was the halfway point, we did get to see more clouds. In the first trip that I took to Istanbul from London, you could see the Adriatic, sorry, that like the Balkan Mountains, basically. I don't remember their name. The Antric Alps, I think that's what they're called, or the Balkan Mountains, whatever they're called. But yeah, but luckily for this trip, we got to see a lot of clouds and even more clouds and more clouds. But yeah, it was a fairly smooth flight. There wasn't really any turbulence either during this one. And we've arrived to a grey England, sadly. But on the bright side, Istanbul wasn't any better, so I guess this is a win for everyone. Everyone gets the grey weather, but yeah, at least we get to enjoy the beautiful English countryside as we take down into London Stansted today. Yeah, it looks really beautiful. And we've just officially landed into London Stansted. Really, really smooth as always. Yeah, I think overall Pegasus has done a really good job in this flight. For a 3 hour flight, it went past by fairly quickly. I was just mostly just watching like movies and YouTube videos on my phone, so that made the trip a lot easier. Landing process took around 10 to 15 minutes as well. Not so bad. Stansted was in a pretty good shape this time as well. If you do land into the UK for the first time, you do need to take like a bus or just walk down there. But yeah, you don't need to take a bus. And when you do arrive, you do need to take a train inside Stansted itself that takes you to the main building because for a lot of these flights, since they are budget, you do have to take the train sadly. So there's no direct like access. They always take you to the faraway like the faraway stations basically, like for the landings. But yeah, if you've never been to the UK before, this is what Stansted Airport looks like. It's one of the main airports that serves into London. It is not close to the center of London. You do need to take it's an hour away, so you do need to take a few buses and trains. You can use e-passports and e-gates for all nationalities. The UK is great with this part, and that's what the inside of London Stansted looks like as well. It's a fairly modern airport. People are pretty nice as well, and for most of the time, unlike what you hear in the news, you can easily get through like passport control and security and all of that stuff in the UK very quickly, maybe 50 minutes tops. Only Heathrow is the airport with trouble, and even there, it's pretty exaggerated. And this is the train that I mentioned that we're gonna get on. Yeah, it's all fairly modern, looks really beautiful, really nice as well. I'm just gonna grab my bag soon, and then I'll be off. Yeah, and this is like the bag collection area. Again, it's all. It was a fairly quick flight. It didn't take long, like for me to pick up my bag. This was a small bag as well. So and there's my bag coming in any minute now. But yeah, that's what the terminal looks like for you to. Yeah, there's the bag. I'm so happy. So thanks so much everyone for watching. The whole flight costs around £300 in total. So for this flight, it cost maybe around £75 from Istanbul to London. But since I did travel to Iraq and back, it was around £300. So thanks for watching. Would you fly with Pegasus? Let me know. And stay tuned for another video next week.